Hey guys, it's Tony Gattari here from Achievers Group with another passionate and practical business video vitamin. Hey guys, I really wanted to talk to you about the 10 steps of really good, successful negotiation. Clearly, these are some of the things that I've done over the past to really help you, to give you some really guidance in this area in the wonderful world of negotiation. What are some of the tips that I think you should potentially apply in your business from a negotiation perspective? Let's go through them. Let's go through some of the war stories. Let's go through some of the secrets of really good negotiators. Number one, walk-away alternatives. Always have walk-away alternatives. Never, never, never get in a situation where you can't walk away. Like, clearly, one of the best forms of negotiation ever is that a very profound form of really good negotiation is where I actually spend a lot of time with you. For example, let's just say you're trying to buy a car. Now, you would not necessarily buy a car at the beginning of the month, because in the beginning of the month, the car salesman wants to get top dollar. You always buy a car at the end of the month. But here's what you would do at the beginning of the month. You would actually go and see that car salesperson and you would ask him a stack load of questions. And you would get him to invest an enormous amount of time and energy into that transaction. He's expecting he's going to get the sale, then you pull away. Then you do it again and again. And when you finally come back at the end, he is so exhausted because he equates how much time and effort I've spent with you with so little return. He actually gives everything away because he just wants closure. That is that principle. But you've got to be able to walk away. You've got to be able to have options. You've got to be not emotionally attached to the product. You've got to have choice, because choice creates freedom, and freedom is a very powerful negotiating weapon. Number two is never expose your walkaway alternatives. Never create this air of confrontation which says, if you don't do this, then the deal is off. Because that creates a spirit not of collaboration, of confrontation. Number three, find out the walkaway alternatives of your other parties. Find out as much as possible about the other party, what they're willing to accept and what they're not willing to accept. And usually you can find precedents. Sometimes it's historical because they will give you a negotiating pattern. If you've got a discount in the past, there's a likelihood that you'll get a discount in the future. You could find out what they're giving to others in your industry. So work out what their work-away alternatives are. Number four, no offer is too high. Really important that no deal is too low. Really important to go so low, sometimes you'll be amazed at what you can actually achieve. Number five, never react emotionally. Never, never become unprofessional. This is just a game. It's never to be taken seriously. In fact, as soon as you take this seriously, I assure you, you lose the game. You've got to have confidence. You've got to be non-anxious. And you've got to have a certain air about you where you never take anything personally. Because as soon as you take personal, then you are ruled by emotion, and emotion may not be a very positive way to negotiate the best outcome. Number six, all needs presented are not of equal importance. It is clearly obvious to me that when I'm negotiating, there are certain things in the negotiation that I'm willing to give away because they're not important. And I might give those away initially or under an enormous amount of struggle to get you to negotiate and to effectively reach some sort of compromise where you're giving away concessions, because that's what I've done. Number seven, listen more you talk. Really important that really good negotiators are really pale, very good listeners. They listen for understanding. They listen behind the words. It's not what is said, it's what is not said. And it's the ability to read people. It's understanding what their key objectives are. Because ultimately there's only one radio station we all listen to. It's called WIIFM. What's in it for me? And if you want to be a brilliant negotiator, you actually have to understand what the benefit of this is to the other party. And if you can associate how them giving you what you want will get them to reach their goal quicker, more efficiently, then there's a likelihood you'll be able to score that deal. Number 8, know the authority of each person in the room. Clearly obvious to me that before I have any form of negotiation, I'm going to ask the question, am I dealing with a lightweight or a heavy hitter? Am I dealing with a decision maker? And clearly I can get a lot of research on that because I would potentially type your name into LinkedIn and find out what position you hold in the company. And I would know instinctively if you had the decision-making ability. So if you were a titled director, there's a likelihood that you can make a decision. But sometimes you may actually just be there's nothing wrong with this, but a sales rep who can't make the decision because the decisions are only made by people in higher levels of management. It varies with organization, it varies with culture, but know the authority of each person in the room and ensure that if you are negotiating, you actually get the decision makers in that room or on the phone. You want to make sure you're negotiating with somebody who you can negotiate with. Number 9 is analyze concessions. Don't give in straight away, but analyze them. Think about them. What am I going to concede here? What don't I want? What is really not important to me? And make sure you concede those things which are of little importance to you, but you make a big deal to them. And number 10 is never split the difference. A lot of people say, I'll meet you halfway. That is not really a great technique of negotiation. Clearly, what I should be saying to you is, gee, John, we're only $1,000 off. And John goes, yeah, we are, aren't we? Says, it's so bad that we can't make a deal on this. Then what I'm trying to get John to do is actually John to offer the concession of splitting the difference. And John could say, well, Tony, what I'm willing to do is why don't we meet halfway? Now, your natural reaction is to say yes to that straight away. Don't. Say, look, so what you're actually saying, John, is that you would be willing to discount the product by another $500 if I bought it. Is that correct? I am correct? Then I say to, well, let me go back to my people. Now, I would go back to John and say, John, man, I'm so sorry. We can't do it. I can't get approval. My goodness, we're only $500 off. Now, what John could do is say, okay, I'll concede again. What about if we split the $500? Do you see what I've done there? Instead of splitting the difference, which is $1,000, $500 each, I have still split the difference. But guess what? I've got a $750 discount as opposed to a $500 discount. That's why you never split the difference. You try to invoke the other party to start splitting the difference. So guys, they're just some really important tips of negotiation. Guys, I really hope that really helps you in your business, in your life, because you're always negotiating. And remember, everything, I mean everything, is negotiable in this age and time. So please understand these principles and please apply them, because I'm telling you, they will get you some amazing results in your business and your life. Until next time, God bless you. Have the most amazing day.